Okay. The awesome channel MJ Forever dropped a video discussing the training that Jaafar Jackson had to undergo in order to become his uncle Michael. So I saw this on their channel and I have not watched it yet. And I said that as soon as I saw it, I had to watch it and I had to react to it because this is going to be a good video. And I know that this channel, you've come here just for the Michael Jackson content. I know it. So I got some new content for you. Let's watch and let's react to it in real time.
Playing Michael Jackson is not just another acting job.
Big shout out to everybody at MJ Forever.
It's stepping into the shoes of one of the most watched, studied, and talked about performers in history. Every move is known, every spin is analyzed, every expression is remembered.
Yep. And I covered this and I spoke on this in another one of the videos. I'm not sure if that video is out yet or if it's coming out after this one, but it has to be difficult for Jaafar coming into this role, knowing that these moves that he's going to be pulling off are moves that everyone knows. So like if he comes off as unauthentic and untrained and just like a little bit off, everybody's gonna know it. It's not like somebody that you come across and like, oh yeah, they're a decent artist and I know that they like to do this move and that move. Like, no. Legitimately, everyone knows this man's move. I have kids kills. I have kids that are 17, 10, 8, and 6. And they even know all of his moves. Like my 6-year-old knows everything about him, especially my 8-year-old too. But just to know that those moves are going to be scrutinized that much has to be a ton of pressure on Jaafar. And I really hope that he's able to have nailed it in this film because if he did, it's gonna be a major accomplishment, not just for him but for us as fans who have wanted to see Michael portrayed in this sort of big budget, extremely authentic light. And I really hope that it's able to come across that way. And we'll see in a few weeks. Only a few more weeks to go.
I mean, this guy killed it.
So when Jaafar Jackson was cast to play his own uncle, people had questions. Was he chosen because of talent or because of his last name? And Jafar
Even beyond the last name part, like you have to have somebody who sort of looks like and is able to embody what Michael was about. And who better to do that than someone who is a blood relative? Like I can't think of a better casting. I mean, maybe there are other people who look, more identical to Michael at different eras in his life, but I feel like having someone whose actual like blood relation to Michael is is a major part of this film and a major reason why the film is going to be as good as it's going to be. At least I'm out here putting it. I'm putting it out there. The film's going to be amazing. $1 billion. Book it. Book it.
himself admits something interesting. He never even dreamed of being an actor, but he says this role felt like a calling.
One time, there's a lot of people out there imitating Michael Jackson, and they do a great job.
So the real question is, did he
Okay, so he felt like it was a calling. I mean, I mean, who am I to say that I don't, who am I to speak for him or to say that that's not true? But, yeah, if it was a calling for him, I hope that his devotion and his, I hope that that becomes realized in the way that he's able to come across on film. So we'll see.
truly earn it, or is this one of the biggest risks this biopic is taking? Jaafar Jackson said something that immediately stands out. He admitted he never dreamed of becoming an actor. He never planned to step into Hollywood. But when it came to playing Michael, he said he felt it was a calling.
I never dreamed to be an actor or even thought of playing him, but I knew it was a calling.
That word
Hmm. So he never wanted to be an actor, and then just somehow was able to convince himself that he was going to go for this role, which is that's interesting to me. That's interesting to me. Like I said, I'm not gonna say that that he's lying or something like that, but I know that he has had musical aspirations in the past, and I would only assume that those musical aspirations are continuing now and will continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger post this movie. So it'll be interesting to see if he decides to do other things. I know once you are cast as Michael Jackson in a film, it might be a little bit difficult to branch out and do other things without always being just a Michael Jackson lookalike. So, yeah, I wonder if he wants to be an actor anymore after this, or is he going to pivot back to music, or where's he going to go after this? But I mean, I think we're probably getting ahead of things a little bit. Let's just wait for the movie to come out, and while we're waiting, we'll continue to watch this.
Matters. Because a calling feels different from ambition. It suggests responsibility. It suggests something bigger than just wanting fame or attention. Think about it. He isn't playing a random celebrity. He's playing his own uncle, a global icon, a man whose every movement is still copied decades later.
Pressure. All this is just pressure. 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 It has to be so much pressure knowing that this is your uncle. You got actual family members that you would let down if this is a disaster. So, yeah, a lot of pressure on Jaafar.
That kind of role doesn't just bring pressure from critics. It brings pressure from fans, from family, and from history itself. So when Jaafar says it felt like a calling, it almost sounds like he felt chosen for it, not just cast for it. But feeling chosen is one thing. The real challenge is proving you actually deserve the role. And that's exactly what he said he had to do next. Jaafar didn't say the role was handed to him. In fact, he said the opposite. He said he had to earn it. He had to prove to the filmmakers that he was capable of becoming Michael. That line is important.
Embodying Michael, I really had to earn the role and prove to the filmmakers that I was capable of becoming Michael.
Especially
I wonder how he had to prove it. Like, I would think that he would have had a leg up on a bunch of other people who were going to be cast as Michael, or could be cast as Michael in a film like this, just because of his last name. And that's not to say that that's like a bad thing. I mean, that's one of his gifts. Like, if there was going to be a role where someone had to play a younger version of my father, I would be mad if there was a person who wasn't like a blood relative playing that role, or me or myself playing that role. Like, it's a no-brainer. I look like him, I act like him, so I should be playing him, right? And I would think that in a situation like this, Jaafar probably looked at the situation and said, shoot, I should do it. Like, I'm the right age, I look like him, and I have the vocal ability and the underlying talent to be able to pull this off. So I'm glad that he went for it. I think he's gonna knock it out the park.
because a lot of people automatically assume family casting means favoritism. When your last name is Jackson, people are going to question whether you were chosen because of talent or because of blood. But saying he had to prove himself tells us there was testing involved. Auditions, screen tests, physical preparation.
Of course, and I think that happens with every movie. I don't think that that was anything special for this movie where it was, overly scrutinized, or there were some, sort of hoops that he had to jump through that nobody else would have had to jump through. I think that this is just normal filmmaking when it comes to this sort of process.
You don't just show up and say, I'm related, give me the role. Especially not for a film of this scale. This is a global project. The expectations are massive. And earning this role doesn't just mean looking similar. It means understanding timing, body control, rhythm, facial expressions, and stage presence.
Now, yes, that had to be difficult. Getting the mannerisms down, even more so than the dancing, because you have to get his mannerisms when he's not talking, when he's in between motions, like all of those different things that make up a person. It's not just the Michael Jackson that we all know on stage. It's the Michael Jackson behind the scenes. It's the Michael Jackson who's just talking with his mother. It's the Michael Jackson who's talking with and interacting with his fans, and those personal moments in between everything else that we already know and have already studied, where Jaafar had to go in, learn, study, and pick up those things as well. So that had to be pretty difficult.
Michael's movements were precise. His stillness was just as powerful as his dancing. So if Jaafar truly had to prove himself, that means he had to show discipline and control.
I don't think you can understand Michael Jackson as a human being unless you went back and go on a bit of a journey. He was struggling between his love for his family.
Yeah, I got a feeling that scene where they're looking at the crowd, I think that's probably from the very beginning of the movie. And the movie's going to start there, and then they're going to go back and show everything from the beginning and how it all started. So just another prediction that I'm making from all the clips that I've seen. I feel like I've watched like 30% of this movie already, just from all the clips and the content that I've ingested by trying to scour the internet for anything and everything, which I'm sure you guys have been doing too if you were somehow able to find my channel. But yeah, I feel like I've seen a lot of it already, and there's still so much I want to know.
and his love for his music.
Not just resemblance, but earning the role was only the beginning, because proving you can play Michael Jackson means going deeper than copying moves. It means going back to the roots. Jaafar said that embodying Michael meant starting at the roots and finding authenticity. That tells us something important.
Essentially, it was starting at the roots and finding that authenticity.
He took it to a level that none of us thought he could take it to.
He didn't just study the big stadium performances or the moonwalk. He went back to the beginning, the early Jackson 5 days, the raw energy, the foundation of how Michael moved before he became the king of pop. Starting at the roots means understanding where the style came from, the rhythm in his shoulders, the way he held a microphone, the sharp stops, the soft moments.
Yeah, again, it's just is authenticity. You have to go and do your research, and I mean, like, if there was a role that I was going to take on, I wouldn't go into the role just trying to know everything on the surface. I want to dive deep, and I think that he probably dove deep into his uncle's character, into a lot of footage that we probably don't have access to. He also has great resources in his uncles, or I'm sorry, his dad and his uncles, who can give him information on how Michael did this or how Michael did that. So that's one of the things where, like I said, he might not have felt like he was given some sort of benefit by being cast in this role, but he did have some fringe benefits by being a part of the family and having access to things that other people probably would not have had access to.
It also means studying his voice, not just how it sounded, but how it felt. Michael didn't just sing notes. He expressed emotion through every breath. Authenticity is the key word here, because fans can instantly tell when something feels fake. You can copy a dance step, but if the intention behind it isn't there, it shows.
None of us would be here today if it wasn't for Jaafar.
That's why this transformation is more than physical. It's mental, it's emotional. It's about understanding why Michael moved the way he did, not just how he moved. But even if you train hard and study the details, there's still one more thing that matters: the environment around you. And
Yeah, I think that this movie is going to give us a picture into Michael's psyche and what helped develop and turn him into where he was from the Jackson 5 era into learning and discovering the Michael Jackson that we all ended up watching become the greatest entertainer in the history of entertainment. And I wonder where this movie ends. Like, I'm guessing it's, like I said, I think it's going to start and end with that tour scene, and knowing what happens after that and the albums that come subsequently. I wonder if they're going to give us another movie that deals with the controversy and everything that happens after some of the good points in this movie, where you get into a lot of the controversial topics and the controversial aspects of Michael's life. So and will Jaafar be down to play that version of Michael too? Because that's different. And I feel like this movie is a celebration of Michael. And if you end up jumping to another movie, is it going to be as much of a celebration, or is it going to turn into more of a of watching a star fall, watching the downfall of someone's career and the sort of end of life aspects that Michael's life took on as he got closer and closer to meeting his demise. So yeah, like I said, I'm already past watching this movie. I'm already ready for the next movie. So yeah, I just need to pump my brakes a little bit and enjoy what we got coming up in a few weeks.
Jaafar said something about that too.
I hate this AI stuff talking about Jaafar. Like, ugh.
Jaafar said that every single day on set, he felt the love for Michael from the cast and crew. He said everyone wanted to put their heart and soul into it.
I felt that love from Michael every day on set, from the crew and the cast.
And that goes without saying too. My heart goes out to everyone who was, not just a part of filming this, but I watched the sort of documentary that they did for his last tour that ended up not happening. And I just got caught up initially watching those folks' joy with being selected as being like backup dancers and part of the production crew, and how, excited they were to do that, and to then have that tour end up not happening, like how crushing that would have to be. So at least the people who were involved in this are able to at least to see the fruits of their labor come to fruition. Man, try to say that 5 times fast. I don't know if I can even say it again.
Everybody had that love and wanted to put all their heart and soul into it.
That might sound simple, but it actually says a lot about the atmosphere of this film. Because when you're making a movie about someone as iconic and as controversial as Michael Jackson, the tone on set matters. If people treat it like just another paycheck, it shows. But if there's real respect there, real care for the legacy, that changes the energy of the project. It also tells us this isn't being approached like a cold corporate biopic. It sounds more personal, more protective.
With Jaafar, you can see how much he cares. That's what makes him so special. I mean,
Yeah, and I mean that's what you get from family, man. That's what you get from people who obviously have more care for the project than just another movie that you're putting out, and they know that you got to give the people what they want in a situation like this, because if you don't, it's going to go down in history as being a monumental flop, and you had an opportunity to really nail something and then you fail on that. That's rough, and I don't think that's going to happen with this movie, though.
whatever that spirit of Michael he's bringing is present, and everyone on the team can feel it.
Almost like the people involved understand how sensitive this story is. And that's important for fans who are worried about how Michael will be portrayed. Still, love on set and hard training are one thing. The real question is what all of this adds up to when the movie finally hits theaters. So when you look at everything Jaafar said, one thing is clear. He didn't treat this like a shortcut. He says it was a calling. He says he had to earn it. He went back to the roots to find authenticity, and he felt the love and responsibility on set every day. But now it comes down to one simple question. Can he actually make us forget we're watching an actor? Because playing Michael Jackson isn't about looking similar. It's about presence. It's about energy. It's about that feeling you can't fake.
So yeah, did he nail it or did he not? That's my question to you guys. If you had to make a guess beforehand, and none of us have seen the movie yet. I mean, I'm guessing that you're watching this before the movie has come out. Like I said, we're about 3 weeks away as of the recording of this this YouTube video. So I'm wondering, do you think that Jaafar nails it or not? Let me know in the comments below. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop those comments, and just know that Watch Stuff with Us will be in the mix in 2026 and all over this Michael Jackson movie. I'm hyped. If you can't tell right now, I'm hyped. I'm sure you're hyped too if you're watching this. My name is JD, and I will see you when I see you. Peace and love.